Whoa, AI might have just broken the system we rely on to validate scientific truth. I don't know if you saw this one, but everyone's obsessing over the wrong thing right now. They're fixated on this kid. I think his name's Kevin Su. His LinkedIn posts bragging about publishing 100 plus top conference papers in a year, cited by OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, Stanford, MIT, even Oxford's in there. It's like the greatest hit list of all time, but there's a very public back and forth between Sue and Henry Farad. He's a Berkeley computer science professor. He's basically arguing about whether these papers are real, or even possible. It's a pretty wild story. It might also be a little bit of a distraction because I don't know if the real issue is whether one person gamed the system. It's really about the system itself, lapsing. For so long, maybe even a century, peer review acted like the governor on an engine. It slowed things down. It filtered nonsense. It forced some sort of rigor. It made sure that we called knowledge had actually been stress tested by other humans who hopefully knew what they were doing. Yes, peer review was never perfect, but it did do one really important thing. It kept the engine from going into oblivion. That governor might be failing. And it's not really fraud and bad actors. It seems more like it's volume that has gone completely non-linear. If you see some of these numbers, they're crazy. This group, Neural IPS, received over 21,000 paper submissions this year. That's more than double what it was in 2020. A group called ICLR saw a 70+% jump in a single year, nearly 20,000 submissions. I don't think human systems scale like that. There's not enough qualified reviewers on Earth to deeply evaluate that volume of work in the time frame that a lot of these groups and conferences demand. So what actually ends up happening? Well, the reviewers end up skimming, the committees, they end up triaging, acceptance thresholds drop, papers get approved that I don't know if anyone had time to seriously interrogate. I don't think it's a scandal. It feels like the system is broken. There's a structural failure happening. Peer review was designed for a world where producing research was slow, it was expensive, it was scarce, and AI has flipped that overnight. Now you can generate experiments and drafts and variations and citations and the entire paper at machine speed. So what happens? The input exploded, but the filters stayed human. And when throughput spikes, but the filters can't scale, that's when that slop comes through. It's shallower work. It becomes normalized. Errors are going to happen. It's going to slip into literature on fully baked ideas. They're going to become, peer-reviewed citations. And I don't know if that's the only thing. The thing that probably scares me the most is that bad research doesn't stop there. It actually becomes part of who we are. It becomes part of our infrastructure. Think about it. A lot of these pieces are going to be cited by the next paper. They're going to be ingested into some of the training data. They're going to be used as like art for the next generation of models because they are peer-reviewed expert pieces. But that is just going to compound the errors and compound. The kid, I don't know. Yeah, he seems to be more padding his CV, but this feedback loop, that's what scares me, where garbage enters the system. It gets legitimized by peer review processes, and then it trains the machines that generates the next wave of research. I don't know. It feels like in this instance, AI is exposing weak safeguards, but it's overwhelming them. That's what it is. Peer review, it just wasn't built for this AI level volume. It was, as I said, it was more for better authorship. So if peer review can't keep up, we might need to be thinking about what exactly do we mean when we say the research shows in this AI era, because historically that phrase meant something. Again, experts looked at it. It meant assumptions were challenged, flaws were caught. But now it just might mean a paper made it through in the congested pipeline where no one had enough time to really say no. I don't think that's rigor. And the danger isn't just academic embarrassment. It's the danger is building this system, be medical tools, policy decisions, AI models on top of a foundation that's basically broken. So I don't think this means science is dead, but it does mean the control systems are going to probably have to change. We either rebuild the peer review for an AI native world, new filters, new incentives, maybe AI assisted evaluation, fight AI with AI, or do we admit that peer review no longer really means what you think it means? I don't think ignoring fix it. Pointing to one person, probably not going to fix it. The governor has failed. And pretending otherwise is how we probably build the future on something that isn't going to last.